Okay, apologies to YouTube if this appears in two pieces. It's because apparently my internet magically went down and came back up 10 seconds later. We will not be using the wireless internet going forward just because it's a lot to put through the internet. So we'll do that next time. We'll use wired internet. But as long as I'm here now, we've been reading through this, and this is basically letting you know where some of these stars of destiny that you have to recruit are, and gives you a little bit of backstory about some of them. So the Dragon's Den, which is where we're going to be going soon. Oh, go back a couple of pages. Oh, wow. Okay, we cut out a little while ago then. Okay, so the strategy, this is just showing you, this is showing you kind of like how to be more effective in army battles. Of course, you receive this later, I believe. So betrayal is the most effective. It goes through and it's like, change like your tactic, like when they have this many people and you have this many people, try using this, which is cool. I don't remember them telling you that, but it's also not the most intuitive thing in the world. So I kind of wonder whether these books were them being like, we didn't answer these questions or provide strategy or things like that. We should probably just do that. All right, so this is a list of people. This is what I was looking at because I didn't realize that I had gone offline from your perspective. Hold on. Sophie. Come on. You gonna come in? You gonna come in? Okay, baby girl. Hi. But so this is showing bye Dover. See you later. But yeah, so this is like a little recruitment guide where some characters that might be a little harder to find are. So these, compiled by the Imperial Guard, describe suspicious characters who may have evil intent against the Empire. So there's Clive, who you've heard us mention because he's in the second game as well. And there's like a whole thing with that. So I'll have to go look for him. Kreutz, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. Kreutz. Who apparently followed the former emperor, who, if we'll remember, Barbarossa and all of the rest of the generals took out. So he's going to be in the Dragon's Den. We've got Angie the pirate already. We've got Ruby the stray elf already. Fuma the ninja is also in the Dragon's Den, which we will be going to soon. We dropped by there, if you'll remember. Fusulu, we've got him. Presmerga. This should be interesting. Seems to be looking for Uber, the Black Knight, in the service of Windy. If you'll remember, we saw Uber. He's the one I compared to Zero from Mega Man. So yeah, there's somebody related to him. Who could that be? Kaleka tragedy. Oh, okay. This is where we find out about the Kaleka. Okay, this one's interesting. Border disputes between the Empire and the city-state of Justin, which is the city-states of Justin, which is where Suikoden 2 takes place, have been going on for many years. The so-called Kaleka incident took place against this tense, ugly background. Taking advantage of civil strife within the Empire, the city-state overran the northern part of the Empire all the way to Kaleka, which they occupied. After pacifying the Empire, Barbarossa's forces headed to confront the invaders. As the city-state's forces began to retreat, the Imperial Army entered Kaleka. What they found was a burnt-out city whose residents were wiped out. Leon let his forces... This doesn't say who Leon... Okay, well, Leon Silverberg let his forces know of the appalling devastation of Kaleka. Despite their exhaustion after the long march north, the forces were infuriated by the news and, with renewed vigor, succeeded in forcing back the city-state army. I don't remember that's exactly what happened. But yeah, so... Oh! Oh no! Oh. Okay, yeah. Well, let's get to that when we get to that, shall we? Yeah. Oh. Oh. I knew I hated him for a few reasons. You can probably tell the moment that I remembered what was going on there. Okay, Kreutz, that is what I was saying. Okay. Thanks, Tataki. Alright. So we've done some lore dump. We need to equip Lot, which I think is down one. I don't know if we get... I don't know what answers to that we get, Greg. Or is she still equipped? Actually, I didn't take stuff off of her because I knew that I was going to just put her back in the party. Okay. Was my realization a spoiler? Does that ever get addressed? Or are we supposed to put those two together? Or does that come up in 2? It seems like it might come up in 2. Jeez. Yeah. Sorry, I'm having feelings. I was gonna give Window. Where's Window? Okay, well, we'll find out. We'll just talk ominously about it, but not say what it is. Gosh, there's so many of you people here. Oh, that's right, I was gonna switch. No, lead on, no. Alright, Quincy, we get it. I thought I was with the fancy folk, but I missed finding them, and I found the exact opposite. Because when I was a kid, I wouldn't have made that connection. I wouldn't have made that assumption. The Imperial Traders Tower. Hello. You should get that looked at, Valeria. Here we go. There you are with your silly hat. Okay, well maybe Kaleka is only in here. But I also have an opinion of Leon, having played too. Get used to characters looking like they're in the wrong game. Okay, so we can change the window if we want to have stupid flowers on ours. Or like this sort of thing. Or, you know, that'll do. Just go with normal. We can also change the color. Like, they just discovered that they could do this and we're very excited. You know, the default is definitely the best. But, do I have anything else in my inventory that I need to give to somebody? I got this headgear. Hand over to... Oh, anybody. Who should I give this to? Yeah, well, in Final Fantasy VI, one of your window options is to just fill it with, like, the chocobos or something. It's ridiculous. Probably either Flick or Ronnie Bell, because they're in the front row. And Victor has a lot of health, and I think is just generally a tank. Sophie! 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 Whatever, I cuddled you today, Sophie. You actually cuddled with me, so we cuddled. You can't say you never got any attention today. I mean, you can, but you'd be wrong. Alright. You're gonna keep that. You're gonna equip it, though. Oh, hold on. Equip. Okay, we're gonna get rid of that. Lot. Wait, I forgot to check, was there anything else that I needed to get rid of? No, we're in pretty good shape. Okay, skill rune piece. Those are the ones that just, like, permanently use on tier. Okay, cool. Oh, we guess the gardener is up there to take care of the roses. Because I was like, why is a gardener hanging out with the narcissus? Yeah, I definitely think I need a new chair at some point. And I need a thing to put my feet on in the meantime, but I can do that. That's easy. I can just get like a cardboard box if I need to. Oh, hold on. I need to go get the rune detached and put the flowing rune on. So there is actually a fair bit of management of stuff here. Work? Thanks, Jean. It's funny because like in this game you don't think anything of Jean. So they give you the flowing crystal right before Necklord, because it's a good idea for you to have it equipped with Necklord. If I remember correctly then, as you're saying, I just got that one. Alright, yes I do. I'm going to drop off some stuff. I'm gonna drop off my cake of darkness. We need to do some cooking streams. At some point when I'm feeling good. Or possibly like over like I'm gonna have a couple of weeks off at the end of December, so maybe we'll do that. Okay, that's a lot of stuff that we've done. So I warned you that I might not last for the entire night, and I'm afraid that that is true. I am fading, and I don't know that I have it in me to the next sequence of events, like as like an actual like story section. So we will tackle that next week, where we won't have hopefully technical difficulties leading up to it. I will hopefully be feeling all better and everything will be better. But we can always kind of just like recap a little bit about like what we thought about what happened with today's stream. Like, oof. So, time paradoxes are annoying and time travel is annoying. And they could have maybe had us be able to see what was in the past without influencing what's in the past. Yeah, I think we'll be able... Yeah, I remember Necklord's castle being a bit of an undertaking. But yeah, so like, do I think that them having a time travel section just show you that is the best way to do it? I generally don't do time travel. But I have given characters and things like the power to see into the past. And you can do that without it potentially breaking things. But I think that they really wanted to have that emotional disconnect. I think they wanted you to have the emotional feeling of Ted saying, "Don't leave me, don't make me be alone," and you realizing you have to turn your back on him. Yeah, it's a closed time loop, but it's a strange thing. Like, why does the Star Dragon Sword send you there? Why does it do that? Does it know? I mean... Yes, actually, we can get into talking about stuff. If I remember a couple of things about the Star Dragon Sword and what exactly it is, then I guess it would make sense for it to decide that that was something it wanted to interfere with. But yeah, so the Star Dragon Sword being connected to vampires, I think is very clearly like somebody was like, oh man, I sure do love sassy sidekicks with vampire hunters and stuff. Like, that's fun. Yeah, I think that this game does a very good job of hitting its emotional beats. And so we have like a reminder here, like, yeah, of yet another person who died on our watch, basically, reminding you. And there's gonna be more. Oh, oh, I just remembered some of what's coming up. Okay, well, they are not afraid to have consequences and catastrophe for characters, and I think a lot of games um, do let bad things happen, but it's sometimes almost like it feels like it's happening in a storybook instead of it feels like it's happening to real people. Like I've said before, the JRPG trope of the main character's village burns down, oh no, feels really tropey. Um, and it feels like a thing that you're reading about in a book, which is okay. Like, not every story needs to be visceral and in the moment, and uh, like some stories need to be or deserve to be or are very well served as more of a storybook sort of experience. Suikoden is not like that. Suikoden is an extremely viscerally in the moment. Picture yourself in this person's shoes and what that would do to you. Imagine that these are real people and this is a real place. The characters are the results of what has happened to them, and they respond to things according to their backgrounds and their life experiences. And that's not, it's not necessary. Not all stories need that to be the focus. Some stories are more about the story that they want to tell. um Final Fantasy VI does a bit more of the character psychology of things that I really enjoy. But this game very, very much does. And yes, the world feels alive. Like, they've put thoughts into, like, what are the surrounding countries like? How do they interplay with, like, oh, Kate is the better panda. Thank you for subscribing. Which pandas are you better than? Thank you. Um, Thank you. Have you been have you been have you been watching the have you been watching me on YouTube or something? Because thank you so much for subscribing. You saying that I'm not usually available. Pandas are cute though, but they do make some questionable life decisions. Um, Sorry, I'm just kind of off on a tear about storytelling here. As I do, this is what I do. Stolen light, thank you. Yay. Oh, okay. Well, thank you, and I'm glad to have you here. I don't know if you've been watching the Suikoden streams or not. Um, but for me, a thing is most effective to my personal taste when when it does have that feeling of being real. So something that Chrono has commented on recently about my writing, because he's my beta reader for my Final Fantasy VI fanfic, and so he gets a lot of my writing inflicted on him, is that I write, like, my writing is visceral. It feels like you're there. And I tend to write in third person, but in grad school, which is a creative writing program, one of my mentors one semester, and he's an extremely, like, established, successful, and very, very talented and thoughtful writer, was like, I've never seen anyone do this before, but you write in third person perspective more intimately and closer between the narrator, or between the character and the reader, than in first person. It's not supposed to happen. First person is supposed to be as close as it goes. I don't know how you manage to make third person closer, but it's almost uncomfortable, so be careful with it. And I think that also kind of reflects, or is reflected in the stories that connect with me, that resonate with me on the deepest level. Um, Well, you're welcome to come by as much as you want in the Discord, Blue Glass. It is good for important announcements, but you're also welcome to hang out with us. It'd be nice to see you, but no pressure, because I know keeping up with a server can be a lot of work, and we're really chatty. We talk a lot, it's a relatively small server, but it's a really close-knit, talking a lot communal server, which is great. I love it. Like, it's interesting when you make something and it kind of arises out of the way you do things, it becomes the kind of place that is what you feel most comfortable with. And I like that kind of atmosphere. And so I guess it's no surprise that that's what our Discord server has turned out to be. But yeah, so part of why Suikoden resonates so much with me is because it takes the time to have those moments, and like, does it do so perfectly? No. Are there parts that are silly or that don't work or that are thrown together? Yes, but it's overall, it thinks about what it would actually be like to be the person in the situation. And I think that that is not a question that a lot of storytellers ask themselves. Yes, Blues and Chrono are both active participants on the server. And again, like, this goes to anyone, even lurkers, if you want to hang out in the server. It is a good way to know what my stream schedule is like. Like, it's the first place that I'll tell if there's going to be a stream tonight or not. And FlutyBot always posts in one particular channel to let everyone know that I've gone live. So some people will have the rest of it muted, but they'll have notifications from that on so that they know when I've gone live. So, yeah, like, man-eating spores is a terrible plot device. But they put some thought into, like, okay, well, we have this character who likes, like, flamboyance and beauty, and like, like, I feel like they made all of the plant stuff so that they could do that, and they had all these pieces that they fit together, because it makes sense within the context of Milik. It's also ridiculous. But they've at least tried to make it somewhat plausible. And what matters is not that they've come up with a cool and interesting way to kill a character. It's that they're putting you in the moment of what he is saying and how you are receiving it and what that interaction with these people is like. Like, that's what's important, and that comes across very well. The people in your party act as though that is happening to them. And I really like that. And again, it's not necessarily a flaw that stories don't do that. It's not necessarily me insulting a story when they say that they don't do that, or when I say that they don't do that. It's just their priorities are different. It's like, I haven't been able to get into Brandon Sanderson books, which are very, very world building. And so, like, he's like got this like structure of exactly how the magic system works. And I just do not care at all about that. It's completely unimportant to my immersion. But for other people, it's really, really helpful for their immersion. It makes it feel real. That wouldn't make it feel real. This can be dumb, but feel really, really real, because this is what feels real to me. The emotional reality and the character development and those character moments. And I feel like Suikoden does that so well. And that's something that I aspire to do when I write things, when I create stories. I'd like to create a story that the Suikoden people would be proud of. Yeah, so I'm at risk of losing my voice, so I should probably shut down soon. Yeah, but verisimilitude can be taken in a number of different directions, and it really depends on what you want the seeming truth to be. And in the case of Brandon Sanderson's fans, they want the world to feel like it has been built in a way that they could see it existing. I need enough to feel like it's functioning. I need to be convinced that it can function. But mostly I want the people to feel real, and I want the moment to feel real. But yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and shut down. And I really have been trying to raid people. Maybe if Brenneman's on, we'll raid Brenneman. But I'm going to go ahead and head off and have some tea and try to take it easy and do a little bit of work. But thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for indulging me as I talked about fanfic and then talked about this game and then read my fanfic about this game. That's how it is. I promise we won't do that all the time, but we might do it again sometime. All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you so much for joining, and I will hopefully be able to see you on Thursday for Final Fantasy VII Remake. Bye.